So in my view, I think they're two incredibly good wins. I think Usyk obviously beat AJ twice, and he's also beaten Dubois, so it might just pip him. But Bivol, the way he beat them was different as well. You know, he beat Canelo largely coming forward and putting Canelo under pressure when he liked to take his breaks, whereas with Beterbiev, he really mixed it up in both fights, but particularly in the second one where he was victorious. So I would probably have Bivol number 2 on my pound-for-pound list now behind Usyk. But yeah, when Eamon comes back, it'll be good to get his take on it. But yeah, I would like to see what he thinks. But yeah, pound for pound's a tough one. But Terence Crawford's only got that one elite win, although he's been undisputed at 2 weights. He's only got that one elite win so far against Errol Spence. Inoue, obviously getting things done at the lighter weights, had some really good wins down there. But again, I think in terms of beating other top 10 pound for pound contenders, it really is only Usyk and Bivol, Eastern European finest. And I would think, and you know, you look at the amateur record of Usyk as well, but I think Usyk beating Dubois as well as Fury and AJ, and beating AJ twice, not just once. I think that pips Bivol beating Beterbiev and Canelo, but I'll definitely have him as my number 2 now. Eamon, are you back? We can hear you but not see you, but people can just look at me while you talk if you want. The question is, well, the statement, first of all, is that I've now got Bivol as my number 2 pound for pound behind only Usyk, having beaten Canelo near his peak and Beterbiev near his peak. How do you weigh up? I've explained my rationale why I have him above Crawford and Inoue, but what do you think? Where do you put him on your pound for pound?
Difficult question. In amongst all the whirlwind and reactions and fallout from the fight, I've not really thought about the pound for pound list at all. I'm not the biggest fan of pound for pound list anyways, but I think if in that conversation, you probably have to I would put Alexander Usyk as number 1 in the pound for pound list, having looked at his achievements at cruiserweight and at heavyweight, and considering the leap in opponents and problems that he's had to face at heavyweight, given the nature of heavyweight.
Because we can't see Eamon, I feel like I should do some really over-the-top reactions to what he's saying.
Yeah, it's weird. I will try and jump off of this browser in a moment to get the camera back working. Then I'll probably put Terence Crawford in at 2nd, Inoue in at 3rd, maybe Bivol at 4th. Beating the man that beaten 2 undisputed champions in the form of Beterbiev and Canelo Alvarez, but I think the titles at the 1 weight, maybe need to see him branch and win titles at another weight, and you could put him up higher in the list, but you could see him doing that. That's the thing. So he's very much closing in on his contemporaries.
All right. Well, while Eamon tries to sort his camera out, I'm going to go through the chat. And then we're going to move on, because I will have to drop my son to kickboxing in about 10 minutes. And I want to make sure I get my Shiraz take in first. Not my glass of Shiraz, but my Shiraz take in first before Eamon takes over for those 10 minutes. Stephen says, man, we need to have Danny Flexen in WWE. He would make the perfect heel manager. Perfect heel manager already exists. His name's Paul Heyman. But yeah, I would, although he's babyface at the moment. But yeah, I mean, that's the dream. I would love to be in WWE. Jack on Will says, I lost money on Buatsi. More for you, Jack, because I, as people will know, watched last week, Eamon and I disagreed on 3 of the fights, and it turned out 3-0 to your boy. So, you know, you can't see Eamon. He's hiding his head in shame at the moment, of course, after that drubbing he took. But yeah, I knew Callum Smith. I didn't know he'd come through, but I fancied him to win. Gorgaruja, is there any heavyweight you think could beat Parker on 2 days' notice with no camp? Even Usyk gets done, in my opinion. Amilcar says, Josh Padley. Oh, a bit of positivity from Amilcar. Josh Padley did well. Is he going full pro now? Do you know? Oh, I wish I hadn't started by saying it was positive. DB Cooper once said, I said before, oh, he means full-time professional because he's got a job. I don't know if he's made enough money from that fight to do it. We'll have to find out. DB Cooper once said, I said before the fight, Adames was a bad fight for Shiraz. Frank Ron usually matches his guys well. He saw Adames' age and thought it's easy. Janibek was better risk reward for Shiraz for a world title. I don't know. I thought Janibek was a much tougher challenge, to be honest. Secret Dance Move says, wasn't robbed. I had Adames winning, but it was still close, as Adames wasn't exactly dominating anyway, despite Hamza breaking his hand. Thomas Hauser actually had it a draw. in an interview he did with Eamon that's on the channel at the moment. Zumbanu Love says, Bivol, the only pound-for-pound guy to beat more than one on the list. Crawford beats Spence. That's pretty much what I said. Stuart says, that electrician, meaning Josh Padley, did well for 3 days' notice. Better than Bacoli anyway. Yeah, but then was Parker better than Stevenson? And that's something we could talk about when we get to the segment 4. Secret dance move, why not Joyce if he beats White? That's for Parker. DB Coop 1 says, Josh Padley still needs to install my 10 kilowatt solar panel system first. Then he can go full-time pro. Thunder Road says, what's this bus wanker talk? In-betweeners nostalgia. The fact that something like in-betweeners nostalgia exists makes me feel older than you could possibly imagine. Jack and Will says, Hamza, yes, broken hand, but other fighters win with a broken hand. Even with normal hands, he wasn't ready for that level. He looked like a deer in the headlights to me. Yeah, was it Hauser said in your interview, Eamon, he looked intimidated, and I kind of agreed with that. I thought that was very important. Yeah. Where are we? Zambani Love says Canelo and Beterbiev are better pound-for-pound wins than AJ Fury. Skill for skill, they're much better fighters. Stats Killer says Usyk beat Breedis too. Jack and Will says, why is his hand breaking? His bones are brittle because he's dehydrated. He's way underweight. I don't know. I mean, he'd made 154 at the start of his career. Secret Dance Move says, are you not going to talk about Junto Nakatani? Fantastic win over David Cuellar. We're probably going to stick to the last crescendo stuff because we're already 50 minutes in and we've only got through 2 of the fights. Charlie Rogers says, don't like Turkey getting involved with the corners, Shiraz, etc. Turkey does what he wants, the little waste man. I don't think I've ever heard Turkey called a waste man before. He's probably never heard himself called a waste man before. But yeah, maybe one of the things I partially agree with from Charlie Rogers at last. Secret Dance Move, you have to have Bivol at number 2. Jack and Will's Josh Padley is a top man, won a lot of fans. Got paid 700k, he says. Charlie Rogers, Paul Bearer was the boy. Good show, like the content, lads, even though you punch like girls. When's he ever seen this punch? I know there's a video of me doing pads with Spencer Fearon from like 30 years ago. But aside from that, I don't know what you've got there. It's some sort of niche content Charlie Rogers is in possession of. But yeah, Paul Bearer, may he rest in peace. Jack and Will says, see somewhere he's going to give up working for the solar panel man. He should open his own business. Toby Bartlett, do you think Bivol could drop down to 168 and face Canelo if Canelo becomes undisputed again and beats Crawford? I think he would, but he's offered to fight Canelo at 168 before, hasn't he? And it wasn't accommodated. Secret Dance Move, Stevenson is way better than Parker. He may not show it in the ring with KOs. Maybe on the eye test. Certainly not on accomplishment. Stuart says Caballero looked the real deal again. The guy's a tank. Why didn't Shiraz go for Lara, says Amilcar. I mean, style-wise, Lara would be a nightmare for Shiraz, I think. Nat says to Charlie Rogers, leave us girls out of this. Most of us probably punch harder than you. Oh, yeah, because he said you punch like a girl. Got it. I made you watch In-Betweeners flexing. Didn't think you oldies knew what it was, says DB Cooper 1. I swear I was still in my 20s when the In-Betweeners first came out, you cheeky sod. Thunder Rose says, Danny would make a better sketchy, creepy heel character in WWE like Dexter Loomis. Quite natural for him. I think Karrion Kross rather than Dexter Loomis. I quite like the work Kross is doing at the moment. I think I need to bulk up, obviously. Well, not bulk up because I'm bulky, but I need to muscle up. And then I could be Dexter Loomis. I need to hench up. And then I could be Karrion Kross. And if Scarlett wants to come along for the ride, you know, fair play to her. Jack and Will says, Matchroom Turkey is a swear word in my house, the wife says now. Lost the TV on a Saturday night. No boxer has won with a broken hand in the 4th round. Stop it, says Secret Dance Move.